and welcome to Mostly Minnesota Music Podcast Edition. I'm Ann Tracy, and I'm here with my co-host, Heather Baker. And we are excited today to have present company with us. Yeah. We've got Christian and Eddie. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I still want to just dive right in and talk about the videos, but I'm going to step back a second and say, we just tell us a bit about yourselves and how you got together and all of that. Just a little background.
Sure thing. I'm from Hopkins, Minnesota, and then sort of like moved to Florida for a little bit, and then high school and middle school years I lived in Marshall, Minnesota, so kind of south. And then we met in college, and we were roommates our last year there. So.
Yep, and then we became best friends and got bored of life together and wanted to do something else.
Pretty much just like had a powwow where we said where we basically said that hanging out should not be just hanging out anymore, and we need to do some creative stuff.
Right.
So that's kind of
nice. Because you guys you're musicians and filmmakers, it seems.
Yeah, a little bit of both. A little more amateur on the filmmaker side, I'd say. But,
right.
But yeah.
It makes it fun.
Yeah. Present Company is kind of a vehicle for us to do everything that we like creatively. We definitely like making movies, and so if this gives us an excuse to make music videos for ourselves and others, then it's really cool for us.
Yeah.
That's great. You had your CD came out a few weeks ago?
Yes.
Yeah. On September 18th.
Yeah.
I knew that because it's my daughter's birthday, but my COVID sense of time is not the best. It's like, I think it was weeks. So how was that? How's that going?
Great. It's honestly was such a long time coming. We feel like we've had these songs done for such a long time, and just this and that kind of delayed it, and we finally got to put them out, and we're really proud. We made music that we like. That was kind of the goal at the beginning, and so we're really excited, and a lot of people are giving us love for it as well. So
yeah, that's the good part, because we were kind of holding on to these songs for a long time, and we hit a lot of roadblocks along the way, but we finally got to push the album out, and now we can kind of move on with the rest of the band stuff.
Yeah.
Talking on the Couches is the name of it. But you're funny. Now you can move on to the rest of the band stuff. What does the rest of the band stuff mean?
Well, honestly,
the first round is done. We finally, we had nothing out there, so it was really frustrating. We had our first 2 singles, but we're album people. We love listening to albums and how they're constructed, and we just wanted to make one of those.
We kind of went about the journey in a little bit of a different way, I guess. Like, a lot of bands play shows and music comes out eventually, and it just took us a long time to find a drummer and to get our live setup ready. But most important, but for whatever reason, that we could have done all that earlier, but we were just so focused on making the album. We just wanted something for people to be able to listen to, and they if they saw us, we could be like, hey, here's our music, so yeah. So the rest of the band stuff was finding the rest of the members and getting our live show ready. So
right.
Nice. Just in time for the pandemic, which is
this is going to be a big year for us. But it's okay.
It's a great year to be able to do videos, though.
Oh yeah.
And
now we're going to transition right into what I really wanted to talk to you guys. They fascinate me. There's a really dark edge to most of the videos that I've seen of yours. Tell us about Please, the video for Please.
Well, we had kind of, in our filmmaking goals in life, we wanted to make a movie that was kind of goofy, kind of had this junk tech sci-fi kind of a feel around boxes. And we thought it would be a good idea to make a short of that first. And then eventually that turned into the music video idea for Please. Yeah, you want to talk
Yeah, I don't
about
know. Cardboard it was going to be called Cardboard. We had already made a feature-length film that was really bad and no one will ever see it.
Yes. That was the first thing we did together.
And Cardboard was like this really ambitious project once we got like all of our good film gear, but we just decided to make a short out of it. And the concept was initially like cardboard gives you eternal life, and there's all this really dumb technical parts of it, but it's really impractical. And we ended up kind of putting our politics into it, I guess, a little bit more than the movie idea, kind of like how our music is. And ended up with this video.
I'll include the video on the post where I have the interview too. But just even walk us through a little bit about, just if somebody hasn't seen it before, just the main.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a love letter to Minneapolis. We love Minneapolis, and we just really wanted to showcase some of like the cool things around the city. That was kind of point number something, I don't know. And then the music video covers this box man who is Christian in the video, because he sings the song, and he is and I filmed it, and he's basically kind of in this world where boxes are not so welcome, and he ends up getting kidnapped and rescued in the end. And I don't know. There's box news at one point, which is pretty fun.
That is a good one.
Yeah, I don't know if we did an okay job describing that, but.
Well, it is fascinating. I mean, and it really is a love letter to Minneapolis, and I like that so much. You've got the Prince mural, you've got the Bob Dylan mural, you've got the bridge with the gold medal flower. If you're from the area, you're like, oh, now they're going here, and now there are a lot of downtown scenes, which is very fun to see. And I'm talking about kind of the first time that I saw the video, and I go to a lot of free time. I go to a lot of protests. So, and I think I had just been to the protest that happened, a month ago, 6 weeks ago. And I was like, wow, I forget that downtown can look happy and good. It's really, really, really nice to see it. But there is kind of, especially being in Minneapolis, there's got to be an edge to that. And you bring your politics in a little bit. We wrote the music video well before the murder of George Floyd, but I think that there are correlations. There's definitely a concept that was sort of anti-hateful politics and wrongful power distribution, things like that. We're two privileged white people in this video, so by no means are we trying to like put ourselves in some kind of spot in that way, but right. Definitely some kind of statement about I could see how like it would definitely relate to what's going on in the city. And I guess we kind of wanted to show what side we were supportive of. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I think just saying anti-hateful politics is a good start with that. I mean, it is, and it's, as I said, especially knowing the area as well as anybody from this area is going to know it, and mm-hmm. the timing of it and everything is kind of. I watched it a bunch of times, but it was funny because I watched it and I'm like, well, and it. Master's degree in literature. I'm trying to analyze this and analyze. There's a lot to see in it, which is great. Which is,
Thank you.
And then like the box news.
Right. Some more on the nose stuff. We had some nice friends that helped us out with that. honestly, we actually told him to do his best Alex Jones impression. So there's some
Nice.
of that in there too. Yeah, I don't know. That's just what happened with it, I guess.
I'm trying to think of how well you have to know someone before you say, do your best, Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Really well, really well.
That's well. It's funny because then subsequently I watched some of the other videos. I mean, Denied.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, there will see there's a theme of some stalking and some kidnapping and some running and some rescuing and some.
Yeah.
That was sort of just our first shot at horror, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then our other music videos, Living Room Parade. Yeah, that one's
And that's with the noodle hand guy.
the noodle hand
guy.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but David Lynch fans with a lot of the crossfading and colors and stuff like that. So
Yeah, we like to be weird.
yeah.
It is what I had to write. I was like, outsider freaky is what I wrote down when I was watching it, which
For sure.
they are fun. It's a fun component to the music.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely a little silly, I guess, with our videos, but
right, and that was like one of the things in the newer one. It was like we wanted to be silly, like who we are, but we also wanted to be like angry, like we were when all of that stuff was going down. So a lot of that kind of came out in that music video as well.
It comes across. It absolutely, I mean, it absolutely does, because it is fun, but there are parts where you're like, ooh, it's good. That's good commentary. That's good, who are some of the influences that you've mentioned some of the David Lynch, but musically, because I always feel like I hear a little LCD Sound System.
for sure, yeah.
LCD Sound System's my favorite band. That was around the time when we started to make music. We were both working corporate jobs, still working corporate jobs, but at least back then we were much less sure about where our lives were going and what we were going to be doing. And I found a lot of comfort in LCD Sound System's kind of rage against everything that's going on around you kind of vibe, and I'm a big disco guy and post-punk guy, and
yeah, we love like Tears for Fears, and that's honestly a huge one. Joy Division.
Love Joy Division. Yep.
If you're still able to say the Smiths,
right. I mean, us shared together.
The National.
Was
the National. That's good.
And My Morning Jacket. So yeah, like stuff like that. I would say.
Yeah.
Dip our toes in a lot of waters, and hopefully we get our own sound pulsing through that.
Right.
But yeah, we try to be a poppy and a little alternative at the same time.
Yeah.
I think it absolutely comes through, but it is fun to hear what the influences are and how that comes through. As I said, especially with Please, I think the LCD Sound System, but it's the Tears for Fears I got through too. But I was like, that's because I enjoyed them the first time around. I'm like, these kids might not know Tears for Fears, Yeah. I can remember. I don't think I ever saw them, but I remember dancing to them back in the day. So that's nice. So are you working on, I feel guilty when I ask this, except the answer is often yes. Are you working on new songs now that the first album is done? Are you?
Yeah, we're actually about to record a single, like completely, that will hopefully come out, within the next few months. We never know with our release schedules, but we're trying to time it, I guess is all we can say about it. And yeah, we're definitely in the works for album 2. We're about, I don't know, a third of the way there probably. So
right. I mean, the first album took so long to come out. We had a lot of ideas brewing this year, for a lot of new songs. So hopefully we can get something out next year.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Album-wise, I mean, we're so excited to play this album and tour it and all that stuff. We really haven't gotten much of a chance to do it.
Right.
But we're also definitely looking forward to like our future projects and yeah.
You guys do play some online shows, don't you?
Yep. Yeah, we've been doing so Moto E in Uptown Minneapolis always has these open mics on Monday nights and before the pandemic was going on.
Okay.
Now they do something called dystopian mics. So we've been playing shows, the two of us, with some production, but we only get to play a couple songs at a time with those. But we're definitely planning on getting like some really cool virtual shows in the mix, maybe with some local venues and stuff like that. So
yeah,
we're kind of in the process of getting all of our songs like completely ready.
yeah.
Now, do you plan differently for that when you know you're going to be doing it online? Especially because you have that filmmaker sensibility about you, you know.
Yeah. We like. There's definitely a part of us that wants to make like a really cool show that we like pre-record, and I think that we're gonna do that at some point.
Yeah.
And do something creative with us, not just us, you know, standing. Like because I don't know. I was a communications major in college, and the medium is the message, and I feel like just playing a concert is really cool, definitely, but I think that you can do a little bit more if we're kind of all suffering in this pandemic right now, and maybe trying to add a creative edge to that. But yeah, we're excited for that stuff. Definitely want to see some actual people at some point. But
yeah.
Don't we all? I think that's a great way to do it because I mean, obviously we all miss concerts, whether you're playing them or whether you're going to them. And, you know, I was someone who was probably at live music 6 to 7 nights a week, you know, a year ago. I mean, so you do miss that hugely, but the online concerts are not the same. So I think to recognize that and embrace it and say, we're going to do some pre-recorded, very different stuff is a very smart way to go about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we might do some live shows as well with multiple cameras or something. But yeah, we're just brewing ideas right now, trying to figure out how to make that.
And now it's too cold to go outside and play shows.
Yeah, we saw Monica LaPlante play on a rooftop in a very nice, socially distanced, mask-on outdoor show, and we were so jealous and hoping that we could do something like that before winter, but.
And then winter happened today.
Yeah,
it did happen today. Well, nobody's watching this in real time, but yes, today it snowed quite a bit. I hear the shovels all night long and up and down my street. So that's, but it's Minnesota, so two things. It could be gone before Halloween.
Right.
My youngest roommates could be gone before Halloween, and we'll toughen up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like all Minnesotans are notorious for forgetting how winter works every year, so forgive us of that.
Yeah, but I would say the hard thing about it, I mean, it's one thing to go to a show when it's kind of chilly out, when it's 25 degrees, but it's been 14 degrees for the last 2 weeks. But to play music has got to be a lot different.
Yeah,
I think
we're already really bad guitar players, so just imagining trying to play those with cold fingers would be a little tough. But
yeah.
Sometimes it's good to have an excuse, although I don't think that you are bad guitar players.
Thank you.
Thanks.
No. So how long have you guys been playing together?
Yeah, we formed in 2018. So that's kind of when we got started. It's funny because we both were kind of in bands for the longest time, and we were really like great friends in college, like quickly like best friends, but we just refused to play music together for some reason.
We both want to be the lead singer, and that's why we're both the lead singer.
We're both the lead singer. Yeah, as if like the Beatles hadn't existed or something like that.
Right.
But it's not even that. I think there's just like this really weird like competition in the air, and now we use that competition to like make our music like way better than it normally would be. Like I can definitely say like my music sucks compared to our music. Like
Yeah.
anytime I work on something, Christian gets his hands on it, I get my hands on it again, he gets his hands on it, and it just keeps going. And the competition to kind of, it's not like more skill or something, but just to add like songwriting elements to every song is just kind of.
Well, we're definitely more honest with each other than I would be with almost anybody. So
That's a huge part of it as well. Yeah, yeah, we're not as like, oh yeah, that's okay. No, we're usually like really kind of blunt and mean, which is not how we are in real life at all. We're really timid, and well, I guess I can speak for myself. I'm definitely like shy and
yeah,
not confrontational, but we're both so particular about the way the music sounds that we're able to kind of slap each other around a little bit and
yeah.
get it to where it needs to go. Metaphorically.
Well, I mean, I've seen the video, so I wasn't so. No, I was just joking. Joking. Well, that's going to be. It's going to make it more fun. Is there an added pressure about that then?
Oh yeah, but it's good pressure.
I think we're both very understanding too. There's not any hardcore deadlines or there's not usually too much pushback because we do enjoy the same music so much that we kind of trust each other to know what sounds good coming from the other end.
It's really left brain, right brain.
Yeah.
I mean, not actually, because we're both pretty similar, but there is like very specific tools that he brings to the table. Even though we both do mostly the same stuff, we both like write the songs and like play synth and guitar and all that. But like, and yeah, I don't know. For whatever reason, just every time that like I need something, it's like it's him, and every time he needs something, it's me, and it just. I've never been in something that works this perfectly, really, and I've never been okay with sharing any of my art with anybody, but that's all I can say is just it just works.
I think that's fantastic. I mean, it's great when you can hear that something like that is working so well. And the timing may not have been right earlier.
Right.
You both may have needed to grow into your own set of what you like before you could.
Yeah, and just having things to even write songs about. I mean, we had no life to speak of prior to age 23, probably. Like honestly, like we just. I mean,
Well, not that we knew, because I think a lot of it did come out like while we were writing the songs back then, and just realizing it later when the 2 years of songwriting kind of turned it into the album, we were kind of able to embrace that past.
Yeah, it was a process, but it was definitely like, yeah, the fact just that over the course of it, we kind of realized like how everything worked, and now like moving forward is probably just gonna like be a little easier. Hopefully, probably not.
So everything worked with the whole process of the songwriting, the recording, the production, the post-production, all of that.
Yeah, I think we have a more streamlined process to get everything moving a little faster and with a little more us involved. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to plow the field the first time.
Yeah.
You know, but you have a team that you work with. Which I mean,
yes, we do have some close friends that we work with.
Yeah, so like we write all the parts of the music and stuff, and then including the drums. But then obviously, like we can't play drums, so we're basically writing drum parts on our computers. And then we have a guy that recorded the drums for us. Now we actually have a drummer, so that's awesome. And he's a really good friend, Tim Torpor. He's in a band called When We Land. And then we have a guy who mixed our album. and his name is Jonathan Fuller, and he goes by Johnny Darko. He also makes music, and yeah, we worked with him just to like put the finishing touches before the master on the album. So yeah, we had really nice people to kind of be that extra set of ears for us.
Yeah.
Nice. And now it seems like it obviously feels good to have a drummer that you can call your own.
Yeah.
They're really hard to find, and this his name is Baron, and he's just just really fit with us right away. So yeah, we're excited about that.
Well, that's good. Well, because you two work so well together, you'd have to really find a special someone to fit into that.
We've run into the problem of us being on the same page like very well, and then other people not really understanding what this thing is, and
when we talk about like the delays of the album, that's kind of where it all comes. Just like several different steps of the process, just not really being able to convey it, which makes us sound difficult. But I think maybe we were just too nice.
Yeah, I think we were too nice in what we wanted from the album sounds, and
at some point we just kind of took it into our own hands there. So.
Then you clearly have a very definite view of how it should go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing, but in the songwriting process, how do you get to that? 'Cause it sounds like it's very collaborative, and then this is how we want it.
I mean, I like, he will write a song, and it's usually the song that we're singing. There's a few exceptions to that in this album. And it's usually just kind of a flat demo when it's sent to the next person, and then, I'll add this guitar, and these drums suck, and it needs a bridge, and we need an outro, and we just add a lot of stuff. It's kind of like the Postal Service, I guess, but it's back and forth, because we can't work together. Like when we first started trying to write music, we would like jam, and that's just it. Absolutely does not
we
work.
Need space to hide and craft and mold, and then we can toss it to the next person. And
yeah, for us there's a lot more honesty when like I can be Dracula in my basement for like 10 days straight, working on something, and then send it back to him and like just be like, this is what it needed, and there's usually no pushback there. So
yeah.
So the pandemics that we've talked to a lot of bands where all of a sudden the pandemic hit and they weren't playing together. And for them, that was something new. And some of them have grown to really like that. And some of them have not, but you have always kind of worked this way. So there's not
yeah. I mean, it really won't stop us from writing many songs.
No, yeah.
I mean, your process was your process before, it sounds like.
Yeah, exactly. It hasn't really changed. I mean, when I said we were really bad at guitar, like, we just have no capabilities of jamming. It's kind of like hearing something and trying to learn it. There's no like playing off each other. It's never happened. It probably never will. I don't know, unless something.
That's changes. A little harsh. I think he's underselling the ability of the jam.
That's funny. That's interesting. When you do the videos, is it the same sort of collaboration, or do you talk through a storyboard? How do you both work together on that?
Yeah,
pretty similar.
It's pretty similar. When we wrote the movie together, we sent the script back. I don't know. You can tell. I feel like
the process is usually one of us has an idea. We get together and we talk. Like that's one of the things that we're really good at is getting in the same room and communicating and really pinpointing what we're both thinking is the feeling of what we're making, and then there's the execution of that. In the filmmaking, we'll take turns with the camera and point out things that maybe somebody missed, or maybe we need to get a closer shot here, or a different idea here. But usually we're pretty freehand with all of the ideas when we're executing, because we like to allow room for the creative process during that.
Yeah, I mean, we call it like guerrilla filmmaking, like kind of like we have shots planned and we have stuff, but at the end of the day, it's usually us on a shoulder mount having friends that have like an hour to help us, and we're just like running around like
in parking lots, blocking people in.
Just getting a. That's what happened at the Prince.
Yeah, that was a busy parking lot.
You know, walking up the back stairs to Sencha and
hoping the police weren't going to be called on us because we were kidnapping somebody.
Right.
Oh yeah, of course. That would be. Just keep the camera rolling. That would make excellent next video.
That's right.
Now, do you have a notion for your next video? What song you'll do and what you're gonna do for it?
Yeah, we're really excited. It's kind of, I guess it's probably a secret, but it's probably going to be for our next single. And then we're also working with one of our good friends on a music video for them. So we might be branching out for some locals. If they like what they see, I don't know. Hopefully not all of our stuff is like so us and so silly, and we can pull some other styles off.
Yeah.
Oh, I would think that you could. I mean, I like your, as I said, I've watched them now. There's something sort of outsider freaky, and there's a lot of chasings, a lot of. I'm trying to think of which part. Maybe it was even parts of Please, where it's almost Beastie Boys Sabotage. You kind of have that scattered, from scene to scene, which is great. But the technique is, you could do anything with that technique. The skills that you have and the expertise that you have, that I can see in it. These days, people have different visions of what they want. So that'll be fun. Well, that's fun. That's great. That's, it's nice to have the album in the can, out and open.
Yes.
Now, if we could just get you some live shows, but if we say that for everybody, it would be, I'm working on some others. That's good.
Yeah, get some ears on the album and get some eyes on the live shows as soon as we can. So.
Well, and I think this really is it's a good time to be a videographer. It's a good time to be creating videos, because that is something new, and that does bring, and I've seen more people do more creative videos. So I think that there's a great opportunity for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool local bands that have been doing like awesome music videos. We've been really impressed, and I just think that the scene is like adapting super well. And yeah, I don't know, we're just
Minneapolis was born for this stay indoors type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This never-ending snow day. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like the 9 months that we can't go outside.
Right.
Every year. Yeah.
Yeah, we get creative. We can get creative. It's funny. Well, tell people how they can find you online. And
yeah, we're Present Company Band on Instagram. We have a Twitter. We have our link tree in the bio of our Instagram, so that has links to all of our stuff. You can listen to. We also have a Bandcamp if you just search for Present Company, which is where you should buy our music on Bandcamp Fridays if you ever decide to buy it, which we don't really care. Our music's on Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much everywhere you can get it, even on YouTube if you don't have any of that stuff. Album's called Talking on Couches. So.
You're fantastic.
Thank you. It's like you studied communications.
Yeah, I think you did.
This is the most I've ever talked.
It's good. Well, it's really, as I said, I've enjoyed the videos very much. They're very entertaining. They're very entertaining, and as you said, there is a silly side to them, but they're not silly. They are deeper from that. So they're very leveled like that, and I appreciate that in it, and I like the music too. I mean, but the two of them together especially.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, we're really excited to make more, and yeah, whenever we can get outside, I guess.
The snow's just gonna melt. We're gonna be outside soon.
Let's get a melt.
We like the snow, I feel like we've kind of given the snow a bad rap. It's just today, it's kind of freaky out there.
It's just a little early for it.
Yeah.
October 20th is a little early for it, but that's okay. We've seen earlier, so good.
Yeah.
Well, Christian, Eddie, thank you so much. Present company.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.